Welcome to the 17 Principles to Creating Generational Wealth. This audio recording was made with the permission of Remick Wealth Institute and read by David Kinsman, with a special introduction by Frank Corbin, President and CEO of Remick Wealth Institute.
Hello, I'm Frank Corbin, President and CEO of Remick Wealth Institute. I'm very excited to share with you what I've identified as the 17 principles to create generational wealth for financial independence. Some of these principles you may have already heard me talk about in my seminars and workshops. They are time-tested principles that many people of wealth have used to achieve their financial goals. I can honestly tell you that there is no better time to create a solid financial foundation than right now. It doesn't matter what your current situation is or what you are hearing in the media about the challenging economical climate. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunities that are available to you. When I talk to people, I tell them to stop trading their dreams for security or trading their time for money. I know it's hard for some to fully understand this concept. After all, people want the security of having a job. They want a sure thing. Unfortunately, it's been proven that relying solely on that secure job will not provide you with the financial wealth you want. In fact, it would leave you poor. I've been asked to share what I know about creating generational wealth, and this is why I've created this CD. However, your financial situation isn't going to change if you don't make the decision to apply the principles I've outlined here. If you make the decision, then everything you do from this moment on to create wealth will benefit you today and your loved ones in the future. Remember, taking action is the key. Nothing in your life is going to change unless you take action to do things differently. But before we get into the principles, I want to share with you a bit about myself and why I've started Remick Wealth Institute. I've become financially independent at the age of 22 after buying my first property at age 21. In the years that follow, I've decided to purchase at least one property each year. Over the years, I've bought and sold more than $60 million worth of real estate. A pretty impressive accomplishment for someone who has not yet reached the age of 40. I'm telling you this not to impress you, but to impress upon you, if you take action, success is imminent. I started Remick Corporation to mentor people because I realized there was a need to teach and show them how to be financially independent and debt-free. To be successful, we all need the guidance and support of others who have already walked the path, who have already achieved the end results, and can lead by example. This is not a new concept. It's a fact of life which separates the wealthy from the poor. People of wealth are always willing to listen, learn, and take action, while those who stay poor resist changes and repeat the habits that keep them from achieving financial independence. There are two categories of people I meet at my workshops and seminars. Those who make the conscious decision to do things differently and change the situation for the better, and those who fear change and continue to follow the same poor patterns that keep them in the cycle of constant financial stress. You know the old saying, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. Well, I could keep teaching and providing proven information that leads to a better financial life. But if you are unwilling to take action, there's nothing more I can do. I believe the road to success is 25% knowledge and 75% action. Having the knowledge is less than half the battle. What really counts is how well you apply that knowledge. In other words, take action. The key here is to keep trying until you get it right. So if you make the decision to listen to this CD, it no longer matters which category you fall into. The most important question to ask yourself right now is, are you ready to do things differently? Are you willing to take action to achieve the lifestyle you've always wanted for yourself and your family? If your answer is a resounding yes, then let's begin.
I'm going to share with you the 17 principles that wealthy and successful people use to build their generational wealth. But first, what is generational wealth? It is defined as money or assets you leave for your children or heirs after your death. The money becomes generational when your heirs build on the wealth you leave them, and they in turn pass it on to their heirs, and so on. Whatever business or investment you are in, ask yourself, can my children benefit from this in the future? Unfortunately, there are a lot of people who do what I call the now business. That is, trying to generate money now for instant gratification with no longevity to it. Or investing in get-rich-quick schemes. You know, the ones that promise a big return on your investment in a very short period of time. Regrettably, we've seen more people lose their money in these schemes and still remain in the poorhouse. Others are hedging their bet on winning the lottery. There was an article in a Canadian newspaper a few years ago that said more people are now relying on winning the lottery to pay for their retirement years. They have little or no savings and are not contributing regularly to a retirement savings plan. I have a friend who is pretty conservative when it comes to managing his money. He's not a risk taker, relies on a 9-to-5 job, and has no other income or investments. However, he plays the lottery each week and has been doing so for the past 20 years. Well, maybe one day he will hit the jackpot. But think about it for a moment. Money spent on tickets twice a week for 20 years, that's a substantial amount. Imagine taking that same commitment and desire and applying it to real estate investments. The enormous wealth that could be achieved. The best way to build wealth and financial independence is to have a generational business or real estate investments. Both have the potential for long-term continued growth in which your children or heirs become involved or manage after you are gone. Here are two great benefits when you are on the path to building generational wealth. The first one is teaching and leading by example positive wealth-building disciplines to your children. They will respect and love you for it and reap the rewards of your hard work. And the second is, as you build a healthy financial legacy for your family's future, not only will you have it for the future, but you will generate lots of money right now. For example, Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, has been building a multi-billion-dollar business for more than 40 years that he will leave to his family. However, he has enormous wealth he is enjoying right now. So, anything you do from this moment on with managing your money, ask yourself, how will this impact my family's future? This is the most unselfish act you could ever do. Now, let's talk about the principles. Principle number 1, become your own CEO. I'm going to spend most of my time on this principle because I believe that being your own CEO is an important factor in building generational wealth. As you listen to the other principles, you will understand why. Did you know that more than 90% of wealthy people own their own business? Unless you have inherited a lot of money, the best way to create wealth is by owning your own business. Here are a few supporting advantages. The first is, it allows you leveraging opportunities. Consider yourself in the driver's seat with the capacity to direct the way in which the business goes and grows. That is, if you need to raise capital to expand or market the business, you have the means at your disposal. Another advantage is you are in control of your financial future. There is nothing more empowering than knowing you control the business financial results and the navigation system to achieve them. You are the one that challenges, changes, and creates the direction of your business to make sure you meet and surpass your financial goals. If you are an employee, especially in this economic climate, and you have so far escaped being laid off, your workload has probably increased, or perhaps you've been asked to take a pay cut. You are at the mercy of your employer's financial results. You have no control over their decisions and the potential impact on your livelihood or lifestyle. Look what is happening to the auto industry. Who would have thought the 3 North American auto giants would be on the verge of extinction? They've been the backbone of North America's economy for decades. Now, employees are fighting like crazy to save their pensions. The bottom line is, As your own CEO, you are in control. You get to be creative, and you have the authority to change the results if you don't like them. Principle 2 is allow the money to work for you. Many people do the opposite. They work for the money. The lucky ones have large savings, equity in their home, and are always looking for that better, secure job. But they may not be leveraging the equity in their home to buy other real estate or invest in a business to generate more wealth for themselves and their family. They find comfort in the status quo. The unfortunate ones live from paycheck to paycheck, more often with a negative cash flow. That is, their expenses exceed their income, and instead of increasing their income, they keep living on less and less, unable to get ahead and improve their situation. You can allow money to work for you by starting a business or investing in real estate. You will create a positive cash flow that gives you a basis on which to build your generational wealth. A positive cash flow, for example, is owning a rental property that gives you additional income at the end of the month after all expenses have been paid. Principle 3. Always use other people's money. What I mean by using other people's money is to use available money by borrowing from a major bank or credit union, leverage your credit card, or finding a like-minded investor who is looking for investment opportunities. It's difficult to create wealth completely on your own. When you leverage the borrowed money to generate positive cash flow, the income will also pay the interest on your loan. It's one of the smartest ways to build wealth. Do you have highly effective credit? This is principle number 4. Having highly effective credit is a very important part of building wealth and becoming financially independent. And here's why. If you are looking to find an investor or borrow money, your credit history reveals a lot about your financial habits. It determines whether or not an investor or institution will want to do business with you. It's important to know what's on your credit report because you don't want any surprises when applying for loans or mortgages. Having the knowledge of your credit report status gives you power. Power to change your circumstance for the better. Remember, having highly effective credit will allow you to qualify for mortgages or loans. If you need to rebuild your credit, the REMIC 8 Strategies to Highly Effective Credit course will help you. It teaches how to repair and rebuild your credit score, and then how to leverage the credit system to buy real estate and access over $400,000 in unsecured credit. Principle number 5 is a very important one. Find the genius within you. The catchy phrase, "Do what you love and the money will follow," has a lot of merit. Very few people become wealthy doing what they hate. The most successful people are doing what they love, so they become the genius that drives their business. If you can look for the things you absolutely enjoy, that you would do for free, then turn that hobby or habit into a business. Just make sure there's longevity to it, meaning whatever you decide to turn into a business, make sure it has the potential to create generational wealth. Principle number 6. Become a student for life. Continuous learning will make you a fortune. Acquiring knowledge not only prepares you to stay ahead of the financial game, but also helps you to adapt to change. The willingness to change is fundamental to being successful. Not only changing your thinking and how you do things to achieve success, but also being able to adapt when circumstances change. Being a student for life also gives you the tools to stay flexible, focused, and determined. This does not necessarily mean having a formal education, because in my opinion, having a formal education makes you a living, while self-education makes you a fortune. That is why wealthy and successful people are constantly learning. They are always reading, reading every day. They attend workshops and seminars, not only for the learning, but for the experience of being with like-minded people. Other ways of learning is through CDs or audiobooks. Listening to tapes on a regular basis such as this one have tremendous benefits. They train the mind and motivate the spirit to improve the quality of your life. Keeping your mind fit and thinking in a positive way propels you to make the changes you want. Principle number 7. Create a circle of influence. We cannot stress enough the importance of surrounding yourself with highly successful people. You must associate yourself with winners if you want to learn, grow, and improve your net worth. Wealthy people collaborate and spend time with other wealthy people. They maintain a circle of influence. If your friends are winners, it is highly likely that you will become a winner. If your friends are not in line with your own goals and aspirations, you are going to have a more difficult time achieving those goals and aspirations. Remember, your network, meaning circle of friends, will equal your net worth. This is a fact. In order to make positive changes in your life, seriously consider who your friends are and let go of the ones who will undermine your ability to achieve success as soon as possible. Principle number 8 is adopt and practice rich habits. There are a lot of people who live a lifestyle geared towards their income, and if their income changes, they have to change their lifestyle. Say, for instance, you are employed and have not created any other means of income. Then you are suddenly laid off. You will now be forced to alter your lifestyle due to the changes in your circumstance. Your lifestyle should never need to change for the worst. You need to adapt a few rich habits. Habit number 1, delay gratification. Never get into the habit of needing things now. If you are in constant need of things now, you won't get ahead financially. When you delay gratification to build your wealth, it is a sign of emotional maturity and being financially responsible. Another rich habit is to live under your means. We do not mean to live cheap. What most people do is they live comfortably on a small portion of their income and invest or save the rest. A rule of thumb is to live on 20 to 30% of your income. That's a pretty good target. Here's an illustration. If you are making $100,000 per year and you live on 30% of your income, that's $30,000, giving you $70,000 to invest and build your net wealth. Some of my rich friends who make $5 million a year live on 30% of their money. That's approximately $1,500,000, and they are investing the rest. So you can see they are living a conservative lifestyle. It is usually those with financial constraints that continue to live beyond their means. A third rich habit is create a financial budget of affordability that allows you to be in control of your finances. People who are wealthy always know what their income and expenses are on a monthly basis. If you are having challenges on understanding how to budget, there are electronic software programs available on the internet, or hire a professional accountant to help you. We have a little exercise for you to do with principle number 9. At the end of listening to the instructions, it's mandatory that you pause the CD and complete the exercise before moving on to principles 10 through 17. Principle 9 is take action. Procrastination is and will always be the underlying factor that keeps people financially limited. I know this is a harsh statement to make, but it is true. What I've discovered is, most times the cause of procrastination is fear. There's fear of losing money, fear of failure, even fear of success. The two most common fears I hear from people are the fear of losing money and the fear of failure. When it comes to losing money, I like to ask the question, Are you making money? The most common response I get is no. But the reality is, losing money is a normal process in life. Everyone loses money. What you need to do is start making more money than you lose. When it comes to the fear of failure, I like to use the most common example, learning to ride a bicycle. When you are first learning to ride, you are going to fall down a few times until you get it right. You are not automatically going to be a pro at it. That is why I say over and again, success is 25% knowledge and 75% action. You have to keep trying until you get it right. Another reason why people don't attract the wealth they want is what I call analysis paralysis. Overanalyzing their decision to act and end up doing nothing. Most of us dream of having wealth, but those who truly succeed are the ones that feel the fear but take action anyway. For others, it's a perpetual cycle of making excuses and then becoming resentful of those who do succeed. Now, here's the exercise I would like you to do. Listen to the instructions first, then pause the CD as you complete the exercise. Here goes. Write down on a sheet of paper the 3 or 4 major barriers that keep you from fulfilling your dreams. Again, here are a few examples. I don't have enough money. I don't know what to do, or I don't have the time. Once you've written down what the barriers are, ask yourself, what is the real fear that keeps me from overcoming these barriers? Then, write down beside each barrier what you think the fear is. For example, fear you will actually get what you want. Fear of changing what is safe and familiar. Fear of responsibility, or, the most common of all, fear of losing money. Once you have completed the exercise, I would like you to create an action plan and take action. To be truthful, the barriers and fears you've identified are all excuses. It's often said in wealthy circles, you can make excuses or you can make money, but you can't do both. Now, pause the CD and take action. Principle number 10 is having extreme focus. This principle is about single-mindedness, and it's the most challenging for a lot of people. There is a misunderstanding that doing more than one thing at a time is the best way to achieve success. Wrong. The best way to achieve wealth is to focus on one thing until you have accomplished your set goals for that thing. If you keep trying to do more than one thing at a time, I guarantee you will be exhausted, broke, and feel like a failure. Rich people put extreme focus on one thing. Only then do they get involved in other opportunities, and when they do, they delegate them to other people. This is how they develop multiple streams of income. Lots of people will call me and tell me about an opportunity they are getting involved in. A few weeks later, they call again to tell me about another opportunity they are excited about. You cannot generate wealth unless you focus on one thing at a time. Here's what you can do to keep the focus. Step number 1. Prepare a business plan for your life. The plan will help you to stop chasing dreams and set realistic, achievable goals. What do you want to achieve in 2 years, in 5 years, 20, or even 50 years from now? Here's an example. Say, for instance, you have in your business plan to own $5 million worth of real estate in the next 5 years. You have to set a goal to buy at least $1 million worth of real estate per year. It's that simple. When you have a business plan and set realistic goals, you are not distracted. The goals keep you focused and purposeful. Principle number 11 is challenge your achievements each year. When you challenge your achievements, you create greater results. For example, if one of your goals was to buy $100,000 worth of real estate in 1 year, for the next year, increase the amount on the property you want to purchase to $150,000 or $200,000. Challenging your achievement not only makes you more money, but also builds your net worth. Principle number 12. Be the best philanthropist. Serve your community by giving money to those who are less fortunate. Giving should be a part of your monthly budget. Wealthy people understand the universal law of giving and receiving. In order to receive, you have to be able to give freely and without attachment. It's a simple but noble act that helps you attract wealth and achieve financial independence. Principle number 13. Pay you first. This principle goes hand in hand with Principle 12. Take 10% of your income and pay yourself first. Most people tend to do it the other way around. Their priority is to pay the bills first, then pay themselves after. Remember, you are in charge. You are the CEO. It's important to reward yourself for the generational platform you're building. Principle number 14. Get out of debt. Most people are in bad debt, and that is because they are using their credit cards or line of credit for personal expenses. This is what I call liability debt. Liability debt takes money out of your pocket without giving you the opportunity to expand your financial wealth. The kind of debt you should have is assets debt. This kind of debt is buying real estate or investments that put money in your pocket, a positive cash flow for you at the end of the month after expenses have been paid. It is this kind of debt that wealthy people have and use to reduce or pay off their liability debt. Principle number 15. Invest in real estate. At least 70% of wealthy people either make their money through real estate investing or grow their money through real estate holdings. This is a smart way to creating generational wealth for your family. Real estate properties can be passed on from generation to generation. Now is the perfect time to invest in real estate. In fact, it's always a good time to invest in real estate. Buying a real estate investment property will pay you positive cash flow as soon as 30 days after you have closed the deal. Other businesses can take up to 2 years before you start making money. Real estate is also the only business that gives you money now and makes a substantial contribution towards your generational wealth. It is for these reasons why many successful people favor real estate. Principle number 16. Learn how to raise capital. I've been talking a lot about owning a business to create generational wealth, but unfortunately, most businesses go bankrupt within the first 2 years because of a lack of capital. So, how do you create the wealth you want if you need to raise capital? The REMIC 8 Strategies to Highly Effective Credit course will show you how to access over $400,000 of unsecured credit. Raising capital helps you build, expand, or market your business properly. Other great advantages are creating generational wealth without an inheritance and leveraging other people's money without using any of your own. And finally, principle number 17. Earn double-digit returns on your money. Whether you own a business or an investment, you should be receiving a minimum of 25% on your money year after year. It will allow you to increase your net worth and grow your wealth faster. For instance, if you buy an investment property with $20,000 down, it produces $600 a month in positive cash flow. That's an extra $7,200 per year in income and a whopping 36% return on your money annually. Here's a second example. You bought another property with zero down payment, and it produces $500 in positive cash flow. You've managed to generate $6,000 extra income a year without taking money out of your pocket. With this business model, it's easy to achieve income today while creating generational wealth. Remic Real Estate courses can show you how this is possible. And here you have the 17 principles to creating generational wealth. If you wish to change your financial future, I encourage you to listen to the CD as often as it takes for you to gain the understanding and encouragement needed to apply these principles. Please remember, success is 25% knowledge and 75% action. It doesn't matter how smart or knowledgeable you are, if you never take action, it's just as bad as not having any knowledge at all. I want to thank you for listening and wish you the best in achieving your financial goals for your future generations. To learn more about Remic Wealth Institute courses and seminars, please go to www.remicor.com. That's www.remiccorp.com. Or call 1-888-88-REMIC. That's 1-888-88-REMIC. I look forward to helping you with the next steps in building your generational wealth.